Hey y'all, it's Care. Before we get into the haul, I want to explain my t-shirt really quickly. This was my Halloween costume from a few years ago. If you can't read that, it says LaCroix, and then based on the tie-dye, the yellow and the orange here, I was Mango LaCroix. The girls from the tennis team a few years ago all decided to be LaCroix for Halloween because of just our complete obsession with those. And I don't know, I've been feeling kind of lonely recently and I really miss all my friends. And even though I have to go to work right after I finish filming this video, I decided to throw this one on just because it makes me so happy. And I'm excited for the book haul, so it's all like, I'm just trying to get some good vibes going on in this video. So I think I have 18 books to talk about with you guys today. And I do want to go ahead and say early, I broke down and decided to get a book of the month subscription. So I have 2 books to talk about, but I'm going to save those for the end of the video, just kind of as like a grand reveal. Please don't let me forget. I'm not in any way sponsored by Book of the Month. Not that I even had to say that, but I just ordered them. I'm gonna have a link in the description where, like, if you use the link to get your first Book of the Month, I think it's free, and then maybe I get something free. I don't know, I figured I might as well put that in the description. I might even do like my Scribd link too, which is just another subscription service that I absolutely love, like way more than Audible. Like, I really do love Scribd. I feel like there's not quite as wide of a selection, but you get more for your money's worth, in my opinion. Okay, now let's get going. I don't even know why I'm talking about all this stuff. I'm gonna break the haul down into different genres or different vessels of reading, if you will. I'm gonna start with the 6 literary fiction books that I've hauled. I have 1 nonfiction, 1 historical fiction, 2 new adult romances, 4 horror books, 1 nonfiction, 2 library books, and 2 books to talk about that are on my Kindle. That was a mouthful. Let's start with literary fiction since that's the biggest category and it's also my favorite genre. First, I have 2 books by Sally Rooney. I have Normal People and Conversations with Friends. I did haul these in 2 different places. It's just a coincidence that they're both showing up in this haul. I've started Normal People. I'm just like maybe 1 chapter in or like a little bit in. The lack of quotation marks in this book are kind of throwing me for a loop a little bit, but I really am a fan of the writing style, and I know that this is such, in talking about Normal People, this is such a polarizing book. People love it and people hate it, but I feel like I'm gonna be on the side of that I love it, so therefore I went ahead and ordered Conversations with Friends. They're the same size. I think it's so aesthetically pleasing. Not that anything about how I organize my books is aesthetically pleasing, because it's not, but I just think they're so cute together, and if I'm a fan of the author, I wanted to start collecting her books. Normal People is a story about these 2 young people who start a relationship, and then the book follows them on and off for the next however many years of how they come in and out of each other's lives and how complicated that can be. I do think at its center it's a love story, but it is complicated. And then Conversations with Friends I know less about, but from the back of the book, it's about this girl who perhaps becomes involved with a well-known photographer's husband. I have no idea, and I've really not seen anyone talking about Conversations with Friends. When I was on Bookstagram, I would see it constantly scroll past, but I just feel like I never stopped to actually read what it was about, so we're in for a treat here since I'm kind of going in blind. Next is the one I'm maybe the most excited about besides the Book of the Month books. It's Ohio by Stephen Markley. I don't know how this book got onto my radar, but this sounds like it is just for me. This book, like this entire thing, takes place over the course of 1 night, and there might be flashbacks, I don't know, but in real time we're going over the course of 1 night, and it's about these 4 friends from a very small town who all have left the town or have moved on with their lives in the town, whatever the case is. They have all met back in this one place for 1 night and are just hashing things out. I think it starts back as like, you know, just you're reconvening with friends, you're getting to know each other again, and then darker secrets come to light. And let me read you the little blurb on the back of this. It says, NPR said, a wild, angry, and devastating masterpiece of a book. I love a character study. This seems like it's gonna be dark and just for me, so I cannot wait to get to this one. Next is another one that I've had for quite some time, but it's not made it into a haul video. It's The Great Believers by Rebecca Makkai. This is another book that focuses on a friend group and how illness can affect the friends, lovers, family, who be it, in these people's lives. And I'm pretty positive the illness we're talking about here is AIDS. I know this book does have LGBTQ plus representation, but I'm not sure what exactly specifically. But I've heard that this one is heartwarming but heartbreaking at the same time. I do hope that it ends on a hopeful note. I see this book talked a lot about when people talk about A Little Life, which is my favorite book. I know you get tired of hearing me say that, but I'm just on this quest to find something that will fill that void that A Little Life left me with after I finished reading it. This one really might be the one to do the trick. I also got Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. This is the sequel to Beartown, which is one of my favorite books that I've read so far this year. If you didn't know, Beartown is all about this town that completely revolves around a junior league hockey team, and then the hockey team is in the middle of a town scandal, and it just completely rips the town apart because everyone has to be forced to choose sides pretty much. Us Against You has to further explore the different routes that everyone decided to take. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see the consequences of some actions and decisions. Beartown did end on a note where it could have been a standalone, but it left me wanting more, so I'm really excited for Us Against You. And then lastly, for literary fiction, we have Ask Again Yes by Mary Beth Keane. As you can see, I picked this up at the old Walmart in one of my 3 trips. I've been to Walmart in the past for like 4 months. The only thing I know about this one is that these 2 young New York cops are neighbors, and I think that their families become intertwined in some way, and then over the course of the next 30 years they come in and out of each other's lives. That's a really vague description, but that's all I needed to know about it to know that I probably would like that. I know that this plot kind of already seems similar to some of the other books I've talked about. It seems like it's really honed into what my taste is, so we'll see how this one goes. Let's go ahead and knock the one historical fiction book that's on my list off because it kind of blurs the line between historical fiction and nonfiction. It's Leaving Atlanta by Tayari Jones. I know that this says a novel, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it says a novel on the cover, so it is fiction. But this book takes place in Atlanta, Georgia at the time of the Atlanta child murder. So obviously, I am from Georgia. This is a case that has been on my radar for just about my entire life. It's hard to not know about that case living here, and I went to college in Atlanta, so this is a horrifying case. And even though we are fictionalizing the characters here, I've already started, you're gonna see little mini bookmarks in all of these books because I am incapable of ordering or buying a book and not reading the first chapter immediately. So that's what that is. What this book is doing is just telling the story of the Atlanta child murders and the panic that ensued afterwards from the perspective of a young child who is going through a lot of problems within her own family, and then on top of that also has to deal with what's going on in her community. So this is really amazing so far. This isn't even part of the haul, but I have an audiobook checked out from the library right now called An American Marriage, also by this author, and I'm really falling in love with her writing style. So let's keep going. Let's go on to nonfiction now. Notes on a Nervous Planet by Matt Haig. Whitney from Whitty Novels said that she loved this book and it really helped with her anxiety, and I needed something to help with my anxiety, like in book form. What really stuck out to this book as being interesting to me is that it really hits home this idea of, in a world where we're on the surface more connected than ever, we are getting the sensation that we're actually more alone. So even though we've got our phones, we've got email, we've got computers and internet and things like that, at the end of the day, it's like it makes you feel more alone when you realize it's just you and you don't have these people here with you. I don't know. I don't think I'm doing a great job explaining what this fully encapsulates. Who do I think I am using words like that? But this looks like it's going to be really healing for me, and the chapters look super short. They look like they're told in different formats, and I'm looking forward to just making my way through this one page at a time. Let's get into romance. I'm so excited about One to Watch by Kate Stayman London because I am a massive fan of the Bachelor and Bachelorette franchise, and right now the new seasons aren't airing and I have withdrawals, okay? This book centers around a plus-size social media influencer who is asked to go on this world's interpretation of Bachelor and Bachelorette, and she agrees to go on, but she makes it very clear that she just wants to do this to launch her career, to get her name out there. She's not looking to fall in love. So I mean, from there I'm not sure what happens, but just on that premise alone, I absolutely love the idea of this book. If on the side here, I don't know if you can see, but there are little roses on the pink spine, and this is just such a precious cover. I did start this one as well, and I'm loving it so far. This might be a new favorite of the year for me. I'm just calling it early, I don't know. And at the beginning of the book, we have quotes from Shakespeare and from Chris Harrison, so if you know, you know. And then secondly, for romance, I did haul Take a Hint, Danny Brown, which is on my July TBR, but I never did a video explaining the haul behind this book. I guess I didn't need to, but I did really enjoy Get a Life, Chloe Brown last month. This is the next book in that series that follows the Brown sisters. This one follows Danny Brown, who is really driven by her success in her career. And we have the fake dating trope that comes in. I'm not sure exactly how, but I'm sure it's with this fella here. And hopefully she falls in love. We'll see. I really liked Danny Brown's character in Get a Life, Chloe Brown, so I think it's gonna go well. Before I do horror, I want to talk about two books really fast that I have on my Kindle. I did download The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. I'm gonna scoot over so I can put it over here. The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, that is the Page Turner Book Club pick for this month. And actually the live show is in 2 days and I've really not started the book. I've read like one chapter, so I've got to get on it. But it is about these two black twins who are from a small southern town. One of the twins is white passing though. So when these sisters are 16 years old, they both run away, escape the town in the middle of the night. One goes on to live her life as a white passing woman, and the other sister ends up returning to their hometown. So I'm pretty sure that these two sisters' daughters meet somewhere down the line and things go from there. That sounds just completely amazing. I did enjoy The Mothers by Britt Bennett. I think that it was really high concept, which sometimes I just feel like I'm not smart enough to understand, but I did love the writing style, and I can already tell you that her writing style really shines through very clear in The Vanishing Half as well. And then I also have Night Theater, which is just a strange little book. It's pretty short. I'm about halfway through now. It is about this man who runs a doctor's clinic, and he's kind of a crusty, grumpy man, but I think that has like a good heart at the center of everything. He's working late one night when this family comes in and tells them that like he can save their lives, and then I'm pretty sure that this isn't a spoiler, but that this family is actually dead. So he has to make like some decisions that could bring them back to life. It just sounds weird. It sounds like something I would like and probably no one else is interested in hearing about, but hopefully I can talk about it in my July wrap up. And I know you're tired of hearing me talk by now, but let me go through my two library books I have checked out right now too. I have The Prince and the Dressmaker by Jen Wang. This is just a precious graphic novel. It is YA, but it is about the prince. I don't know if he's the Prince of France. He's the Prince of somewhere, and this young girl who he hires to be his dressmaker, because some days he likes being the prince and he feels comfortable and, you know, good about being the prince, and then some days he likes to put on dresses and become Lady Crystalia. So this was, again, so precious. It was so heartwarming, and there was just one part at the end where I actually got chills and teared up a little bit, and it's hard to move me, so this one's really good. If it's on your radar, just go ahead and pick it up. It is really cute. And then The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. This is a fantasy book, which is completely out of my comfort zone, but so many of my booktube favorites have just been raving about this book, so I thought it was the perfect type of book for me to check out of the library. That way if I start it and it's a little too, like if it goes over my head, then I can just take it back. But I don't know, just saw it and wanted to get it. I love the cover. I really don't know that much of what it's about, besides the fact that New York City is kind of portrayed in human form, like these different people are New York City and the city's alive, something like that. Okay, and lastly, we've got the horror books, which lead directly into the Book of the Month books. So first of all, we have Ring by Koji Suzuki. This is a movie that is a very well-known adaptation. So it's about this videotape that is circulating, and anyone who sees the videotape gets a message that they will die soon. And so this journalist gets on the case because I'm pretty sure he has someone in his family who sees the tape. Maybe even he sees the tape, just something like that. It's like a wild goose hunt, is that what it's called? To try to figure out how to stop this madness. And I did haul this a long time ago, but I just completely left it out of my last haul video. At first, when I got this book, I had plans to start it right away, but now I've heard a few mixed reviews on it that are just making me put it on the back burner for now. We'll see. If you have any specific thoughts about this book, comment down below. And then Bunny by Mona Awad. This is an ARC, but not because I was sent an ARC. I found this at the bookstore I was talking about, the used bookstore. Someone had an ARC and took it back. I picked it up, so I'm not sure how different this would be than the versions you guys are reading. But if you're on the side of BookTube that I watch, I feel like I can't go a video without seeing this book. So when I saw it at the bookstore, I knew I had to grab it. I think we're getting into like the dark academia subgenre here because it's about this girl who's in her MFA program and falls into this strange group of girls. The only other thing that I know about this book is that people can't talk about this book without saying, oh yeah, it's kind of like reminds me of The Heathers, and I love that movie, so I think I'm in for a treat there. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Book of the month. Let's see what we got. This month's pick, I got Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. If you watched my mid-year freakout tag, you know that this was like one of my most highly anticipated books for 2020. This is all about this woman whose family calls and they're in distress, like something has gone wrong at their big sprawling mansion. So she has to go to the Mexican countryside to help out, and once she gets there, it's almost like nothing is wrong, but then as she stays, she realizes, oh, things are wrong. And I am so excited. I love this cover and I can't wait to start it. I read the first 2 pages yesterday and I've seen a lot of reviews of people saying, oh man, it's so slow, it's so boring. And I was over here like, perfect, that's exactly what I like. So this will probably be my next read once I finish The Vanishing Half. And then, so proud, we have Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I cannot wait to read this book because, first of all, Riley Sager is just one of my favorite authors. Even though some of his books are like I don't rave about, I love his ideas. Like, love him. He also just seems like a really precious human, so he's just become an automatic buy for me. But this book is all about this girl whose father used to write, I guess, books or stories about the house that she grew up in, or not even for a long period of time, like this house that they stayed in for a short period of time, and how it was haunted. So then she returns to that house. So the story is told 2 ways. Like, one is from her being in real time returning to this haunted house, and then the other side are like excerpts from the book that the father had written. This is gonna be one that I'm definitely gonna have to really buckle down and concentrate on with these 2 different timelines. I do typically like just a straight up linear timeline, but this will be really interesting to see how everything is tied together. All right, that's it for the haul. Thank you guys so much for watching. On a more serious note, I really hope that everyone watching this video right now is just having a good day. I know that things are getting really tough right now. Don't let my cheery demeanor fool you. I have a lot of things weighing heavy on my heart right now. 2020 has just been a mess, but thank you guys so much for all of the support, and I do hope that some of these videos can make you smile sometimes, and I'm just glad we can come together and talk about books to get our minds off everything going on. So I'm gonna stop rambling. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to subscribe, like this video if you want to, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.